Well, welcome to Saturday night here on Intensity Broadcast. My name is Eddie Smith, and you are watching the Rebels Send It Cup Series. Y'all come on in, grab you a plate, get your sweet tea, go find you a place to sit, man, and y'all get ready to enjoy 200 laps at Richmond Raceway as we got the Ratchet Miller Birthday Bash 200 tonight. Gonna be a fun one. Last week, very, very exciting. This week, I would imagine it's going to be just as fun. These guys are going to be slipping, sliding all over the place, fighting this car, this new next-gen NASCAR car. And, boy, I tell you what, it's going to be a lot of fun. We are just finishing up qualifying. We're going to get this show on the road. But you look, not a little over half a mile, three-quarter of a mile racetrack. Very, very fast. Got a little bit of banking. And she's a little hot tonight. Weather about 80 degrees. That track's going to be slipping and sliding. That track's probably over 100 degrees, so going to be a lot of fun. Going to try a couple different things tonight, and we'll get to that in a minute. But let's go ahead and bring up the grid. Now let's give out the Chuck Pegleg Pole Award winner. And that's going to go to Daniel D. Cunningham of JC Motorsports, taking the top spot. Daniel told me last night, man, I'm just aggravated. I just don't know what's going on. And, man, what a way to start this race than on pole with a 22.486. Be watching out for that paint scheme. Good-looking scheme. Garrett Kinder on the outside of the front row. Not too far behind him in JC Motorsports. 2 out of the top 3 as Jonah Colbert takes the 3rd spot. Jonah really setting himself up good these playoffs. These playoffs are going to be a lot of fun. Jesse Necula sitting in 4th, the winner at Bristol, finds himself up at the front again tonight. Jonathan Cofield, no surprise there, top 5. Justin Ray in 6th. Steve Loving in 7th. Chuck Pegleg Phelps in 8th. 9th, Brandon Wallace. 10th, Aaron Adcock. 11th, Jake Cunningham. 12th, Colton Lanford. 13th, William Griffith. 14th, Brandon Pollock. 15th, Stephen McDonald. And 16th, Charles Stevens Jr. 17th is Josh Lokenvitz. So, a couple things we're going to try tonight as congratulations to our Chuck Pegleg Pole Award winner, Daniel Cunningham. We're going to have a couple different deals that you need to be paying attention to. You want to know where your playoff drivers are? Well, up here at the top in the ticker, you'll notice there is a green highlight on all your playoff drivers that are in the race tonight. So if you want to know where they are, where the playoffs drivers sit, there they are in green. So be watching out for that throughout the race. Keep track of your favorite driver, know exactly where they are. And you see there's a bunch of them in here tonight as playoffs roll around. Guys start to drop off participation. They don't want to cause any issues. But we are rolling. Pace car pulling the field around. Going to have the 1 to green. Another thing we're going to have tonight is we're going to have a couple different POVs, just depending on which one I choose. We've got a little POV of Aaron Adcock, so we'll be able to check in and see what Aaron's doing while not missing any action on track from his in-car camera. And then also we'll have a sort of a second TV camera there that we can show some different action. Hope y'all enjoy it. Hopefully it doesn't take away too much from the action. But it was a success last week. But we're getting ready. Well, I thought we were going to go green, but I think they extended it out. Make sure everybody get caught up. And we're going to go green next time by. But top 4 right now, all playoff drivers. Then you got Jonathan Cofield. And then the rest of the top 10, all playoff drivers. So tells you all you need to know about these guys. As they get ready to go. I for some reason thought that Jonathan Cofield was in the playoffs. May not have made enough races to make it in. Let's go and make sure that I haven't missed him. And he is not. So from what I have, he is not in the playoffs. Well, all right, pace car is in, getting ready to go green. Daniel Cunningham going to lead us down to the green flag. Green flag is out. Barney gives the command, and we are underway here at the Ratchet Miller Birthday Bash. Where is the birthday boy? I don't see him in chat yet. Make sure you holler at me, Ratchet, when you get in here, man. We're all going to sing you happy birthday. We're going to pull off the track. Everybody's going to stop. We're all going to sing to you, and then we're going to pie you in the face like they do at at some of the restaurants. So pretty good start here for Daniel Cunningham, able to get away and get a little single file. We do have a little battle here between Justin Ray and Jonathan Cofield. Those two cars side by side. Justin Ray sporting a new paint scheme tonight. Normally has Josh Lokovitz goes around and collects William Griffith. Both playoff drivers already with big issues. Man, as you see there, on board with Josh Lokovitz. And he gets a little bit loose and goes around. Let's go see what happened to him. We kind of saw at the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. But yeah, he just gets so hard into the corner. And once you do that, you really heat up that right rear tire. And when he tries to step on the gas and get it off the corner, it just comes around. So, man, really disappointing if you're William Griffith, who was sort of an innocent bystander in that. But two drivers that are already in trouble. Of course, no fast repairs. Normally in a lot of racing, you go down, you get that car fixed immediately. But in this series, there is no fast repair. So these guys have to go down, get as much damage as they can get fixed. Luckily for William Griffith, this is a short track. Arrow's not a huge deal. If you can get enough of that where the tires are pointing straight, that's usually good enough, and he can make up some points. But not a good start for either one of those drivers. But first caution real early. I would expect to see some long green flag runs tonight. I think that's almost an inevitability with these drivers. It's not a good start, obviously, but I think once everybody gets the tires with a little bit of heat in them, I think we'll see everybody calm down. And a lot of people in the playoffs really trying to make sure that they just make it to the end of the race. Try to get you a playoff bracket here. That's the way y'all have something to look at, see who's in, give y'all something to kind of visually see. As we get ready to go back green here. All right. Oh, that's big enough. Lord of mercy. Well, there you go. As you look at the playoffs here, Jonah Colbert with that top spot. But we're getting ready to go green here as the green flag is back out. And Daniel Cunningham with a great start. He does get control of that restart. But Garrett Kinder fighting back a little bit on the outside, but going to concede it here off of turn 2. That's a very scary place to try to take turn 2. Very tight as you come off that turn. Let's go on board with Aaron Adcock down in the bottom right in our Aaron Adcock cam, as he is looking to the inside of Chuck Pegleg Felts. Aaron not quite able to make that pass just yet. But looking good so far. Daniel Cunningham looking good as well as he's laying down the fastest lap of the race right now. Really putting a show on as he's starting to pull away from this front pack. See a little tire smoke down there on the Adcock POV. Going to see a lot of that tonight, I think. Guys saying that it's really, really loose. Gets a little tight on entry, and then as you try to rotate that car, if you try to be aggressive, this track is going to reward patience. If you're tight on the entry, you really have to let it roll, let that car do what it wants to do in the entry and in the middle, and then roll back on the throttle. If you try to power that car and turn it with the throttle too much, it's going to snap loose on exit, kind of like what we saw with Josh Lokovitz. I was told Lanford Nation would be in chat tonight. I haven't seen them. I've seen Kevin Kinder. I've seen Dawson Stone cheering for Justin Ray, but no Lanford Nation just yet. But y'all need to get up on out of your seats, because Colton Lanford up 4 spots from where he started in the 25 Air Force car. Been excited to come back. Got his setup all put back together today, and looks like he hasn't really missed a beat. Already passing cars, getting himself up in the top 10. Now Daniel Cunningham slowly pulling away. Garrett Kinder is right there with him. They're kind of trading lap times back and forth. Let's go on board with Garrett Kinder as we watch a lap around Richmond Motor Speedway, or Richmond Raceway, excuse me. We'll turn up the throttle just a little bit so you can hear the throttle inputs. He is just extremely slow in the middle. You just hear how long he's off throttle. That's actually pretty unusual for Richmond, as usually you want to pick up the throttle as soon as you can, but apparently the way this car is running, this setup car track combo, not allowing them to really get on the throttle like that. So he's trying to kind of get a run down off the corner and off for 2 to try to find a little bit of extra speed. But definitely looks a little bit frustrating. I'm not going to lie. He's having to put a whole lot of wheel into it. Definitely different than what Garrett Kinder would probably like. Check in on the Bristol winner, Jesse Necula. Everybody in the top 7 really hasn't changed positions. They are pretty much where they started. Colton Lanford really the only one in the top 10 that's moved up any spots, as Brandon Wallace is kind of falling out of the top 10. So definitely seems like they're having issues driving the car. Passing is going to be a premium, as these cars are just not it seems like you're really kind of digging into the track almost, not able to drive it, at least right now. We'll see when the tires do wear out, how that changes. But you kind of see them all kind of stacked up here, maybe nowhere to go. The leader always has sort of an advantage. That clean air matters just a tad bit here. We check out the Po-Man Motorsports 23. Got his in-car cam down on the bottom, as he is still trying to figure out a way to get around the 75 machine. They have run down Colton Lanford a little bit. Colton with a big charge early on, may be falling off just a little bit, as his lap times definitely seem to be dropping off quite a bit. Chuck about to make his way around him, so move Chuck up into 8th place, and Aaron Adcock going to go around Colton as well. Colton get a little bit tight off of 2, and that really hurts his run down the straightaway, and Charles Stevens able to get around him. So Colton Lamford with a strong charge, definitely having a little bit of issue with that right front as he is, and he drives in pretty deep. Was pretty far off from his bumper. I don't know if he does run in VR, I believe. So I think maybe he thought he was a little bit closer than he was, but Colton Lamford just going the wrong way. But what you have to do in that scenario, you drove up through the field. You said, okay, I'm pretty good on new tires. And then you see after about 25 laps how much it fell off. And, you kind of, as you go in and get your set of tires, if a caution comes out, you kind of assess that and change your driving style a little bit to accommodate it. So started 12th. Now he's running 13th after kind of falling off a little bit here. But still plenty of time as we're only on lap 26 of 200. Going back up to the lead, Daniel Cunningham still with a comfortable 1 second lead. We go look at the lap time differences here. We'll cut this off for just a second. And you can see they're the last couple laps have been almost identical lap times. Lap 23, it looks like he gained over a 10th, and that time he lost a 10th. So able to maintain that 1 second gap there. You look at this line of cars here, nobody has been able to really do anything. Was expecting to see a little bit more shuffle. We saw Colton drop back a few spots, but expecting to see a little bit more shuffling going on up here. But it looks like everybody kind of minding their manners, trying to find a way around each other. Cofield taking a couple shots at Jesse Necula. Let's see if we can go on board with him. Ooh. Yeah, gets on the brake. You see Jonah Colbert under the 13. Cofield kind of drives it in there on Necula and then kind of gets on the brake so much he locks the tires up. And that opens the door for Justin Ray. So we got a little bit of racing going on as Justin Ray trying to take that spot, take advantage of that little lift that he had to do. Cofield trying to fight back there. But ends up losing a spot. Garrett Kinder dropping back a couple spots there in that little exchange. Cars are just so tight. Really not able to be too racy, doesn't seem like. It's always really frustrating. That's the part of fixed racing that everybody's got to deal with the same thing. Everybody likes a little bit different setup. You can ask a driver, 10 different drivers, how does this drive? And I think you'll get 10 different answers. Some folks really like a tight race car that really falls into the hands of those who are able to save their tires, take their time, really take care of that right front. And how you do that is just you don't turn the wheel as much. You try the best you can not to put a whole lot of wheel, slide those front tires. It keeps those things cool, and they don't wear out as much. Then you got some guys like Garrett Kinder who really love a loose race car. If he can get that thing where he can slide the rear end off the corner or through the middle, that's where he really shines. So no surprise that he's struggling just a little bit here on this long run as Cofield going to get back by Justin Ray, take that position back. That's for 5th place. Cofield's showing a lot of speed. Able to make that pass. Let's check in on Jonah Colbert. Regular season champ. Really has been the standout driver this season. You know, it's just like in real NASCAR. You have a new car, you want to, you know, you don't really know who's going to take to it, who's going to be able to take that new car and really adjust to it. It drives different than any other NASCAR car. Even on iRacing, they all have different characteristics, how you have to drive them. Little bitty small things that make a huge difference that you have to pick up on. You have to learn. Find the little quirks about this car, what makes it go fast, what makes it save tire, how to get all the speed out of it. Jonah Colbert has been the one so far this season that has really taken to these cars, which is no surprise to some, but I tell you what, he has just really been dominant this season. He is a 5-time winner this season. Only one even close. My memory serves correctly, I think he is the only multiple winner. So he has got 5 wins, and then you have Josh Lokovitz was able to win at Michigan. Josh Oswald wins at Kansas. Jesse Nekula wins at Bristol with a fantastic run there. Daniel Cunningham wins at Bristol Dirt. Chuck Phelps wins at Talladega. Zach Wetstein, who's not here tonight, won at Watkins Glen. No surprise there. And Garrett Kinder wins last week, his first Cup win. Pretty happy to see that. So a lot of first-time winners and only one time, and Jonah Colbert with 5 wins. So it's just been extremely dominant this season. And if you're just joining us, up at the top, you wonder why are those names green? Well, those are your playoff drivers. So if you want to know where they're running on the track, green indicates that they are a playoff driver. So, like I said earlier, the top 10 just kind of littered with them. Unfortunately for Josh Lokenvitz and William Griffith, they were involved in an incident early. And William Griffith out of the race. Josh Lokovitz still on track. Quite a few laps down. "21 laps down to be exact. Well, I don't know really what the pit window will be. You know, normally at Richmond you can go a long time on a set of tires. You know, almost 100 laps. But I don't know what these tires are going to be looking like with just how tight the race car is. Usually wears the tires out really fast. So it's going to be interesting to see what the pit strategies are going to be. Our guys are going to come in, try to get a set of tires, do a little bit of short pitting, because the lap times do drop off dramatically. Jonah Colbert started to run down his teammate, Daniel Cunningham. Has gotten under a second now, about 0.8 away. Last few laps been a little bit faster, that time by A little bit slower dealing with the lap car, but before that, he definitely has put a dent into that lead. Kevin Kinder asks, can they change anything in car? Yeah, they can change the brake bias, and that's really about it. They can kind of change a little bit of how it acts under braking. You can turn it down. Um, most oval cars, you can only turn it down 3%, so you can't take a big swing at it. I don't know if the next gen car is like that or not. Not 100% sure. That's a good question. But yeah, they at least can adjust that. So as they get tighter, you can adjust that brake bias a little bit to allow the brakes to help turn the car. You can't go too far or you'll end up locking the brakes up. So you got to be careful with that. But very minor change. It really doesn't affect the car too much. Really nothing you can do in a fixed setup race to make a huge difference. It's really you make all the changes and the things to make the car faster are all in the steering wheel and in your right foot. So it's the beauty of fixed setup racing. You don't really worry about getting beat by the setup. You're only getting beat by the best driver on that particular day. So that's I think that's why folks like fixed setup racing. Here at Original Rebels, we have we got something going on every night. We got sister leagues who run, so there's something going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, there's something every night of the week. If you started doing open setups, unfortunately, you'd have to pick a series and do a lot of testing in that one to work on your setup, make sure it's good. And these days, there's so many setup shops that, at the end of the day, somebody's going to go in there and pay somebody some money to put together a really fast setup and then come to the track with it. And it kind of defeats the whole purpose. That's the only gripe I have with open setups is that these days you go in there and buy a setup. It kind of ruins the fun, kind of makes it takes a little bit of the parody out of it. Now, there's some series, the Thunderstruck series on Wednesday night to run the Tour mod. They do open setups. They have great racing, but you definitely can see the difference in setups as they as some folks are really set up really nicely. So we watch this battle here start to brew between the top two, but then you look right behind them, Jesse Necula, Jonathan Cofield have made their way up here along with Jonah Colbert. So it's going to be about a four-way battle for the lead as these three behind Daniel seem to have figured out a way to really save those tires, and they're starting to rise to the top here on lap 58. All right, let's check in on Aaron Adcock. Look on board him down at the bottom right. Watch how much wheel he's having to put into that car as he goes down to the corner. You can see how tight it is. See that tape, his right arm all the way over. His right hand's almost at 11 o'clock. That's a lot of wheel. Of course, you can see his, down at the bottom, you can see his brake, throttle input, what gear he's in. You see that steering wheel turned all the way over. And that is definitely a tight race car. No problem there, Kevin. Little birdie told me it was Ratchet's birthday, so regardless if he's here or not, we're going to celebrate it. Jonah was able to get within about 6 or 7 tenths, but has started to stall out a little bit here as he's starting to get run down from Jesse Necula. Last time by, second, third, and fourth all ran almost the exact same lap time, with Daniel just a little bit slower. Let's check in here with our biggest mover of the race so far. Definitely in the running for the Ray Cobb Hard Charger Award. The number 88 of Charles Stevens. He is up 8 spots from where he started. So started 16th, currently running in 8th. Having a great run. That 88 Apex Sim Racing Chevrolet. Steve McDonald, man, he is having a good run as well. He's up 6 spots right behind him. These drivers slowly making their way towards the front as we move on into lap 65. I would imagine to see, it all depends on the gas situation. As if you can make it to lap 100 on gas, which, like I said, sometimes at Richmond is possible. And man, look at Charles Stevens going to the outside of Justin Ray. Oh, Justin's kind of had a little squeeze moment there. Able to make it through with no issue. But Charles Stevens showing a lot of strength as his tires are way better than Justin Ray, who you can definitely tell are not where he wants them to be. He's going to lose 2 spots. Move Charles Stevens up to the 7th place, man. Having a great run. Colton Lanford makes a pit stop. Comes down pit road. Looks like he's getting a little bit of damage fixed. Looks like he may have gotten into the wall. You can definitely see the damage there on the right side of that Air Force 25 machine. So it looks like he has made some contact. No fashion pressure. He looks like he might be coming down pit road a couple times to get some damage fixed. Get that thing back out there. Madison Adcock in chat says, tighten up, Aaron. Yeah, Aaron struggling a little bit. I know we talked a little bit before the race and was extremely disappointed last night in the ARCA series at Bristol. Was charging up through the field with Jesse Necula, who eventually was the winner of the race. And man, he said he was feeling really good about his car, felt pretty good about his tire situation, was right there on the bumper of Jesse for the lead, and had a computer lock up. In real racing, they have engine failures, different type of car failures, and in computer racing, your computer locks up. So really disappointed. Was trying to come out of the gate swinging tonight, but started 10th, still running 10th, and is under fire from Brandon Wallace. So a couple guys needing some cautions to try to get reset and apply what they've learned and get back up towards the front if they can. See Aaron pushing up the track, got that steering wheel And what sucks about that is once you start pushing and you start turning that wheel as much as he is, it's one of those things that just keeps on happening. You can't do anything about it because you've already kind of hurt that right front, and you continue to have to turn the wheel more and more and more and more, and it's just never going to get better. There's not much you can do, so you kind of have to just deal with it and get back to pits, get you a set of tires on there, and try again the next time. But it definitely never seems to get better, especially when the setup is tight as this one is. You just kind of have to deal with it. Go check the battle for the lead, as Jonah has gotten that gap down to 0.4 seconds. Chuck Piglet coming in pit road. Check that. See Chuck coming down. Gonna get some tires on that 75 Marine Corps Chevy Camaro. And here comes the top drivers. Jonah Colbert going to sneak a little undercut there on Daniel Cunningham and try to make up the time on the track, or in the pit, excuse me. So Jonah Colbert, Jesse Necula, Garrett Kinder are going to come down pit road as well. So pit lane is starting to ramp up. All the crew guys doing their stretches, getting their equipment ready as pit road getting lively. Daniel Cunningham going to come down pit road, gives up the lead. Jonathan Cofield on pit road as well. So yeah, everybody coming down pit road. So it's going to be fun to see how this all cycles out, as it's like Steve Loving going to stay out a little bit longer. Steve Loving, Brandon Wallace usually will stay out longer than anybody else, trying to catch a caution at the right time. So normal strategy for them. We'll see what the tire difference is as they come off the pit road. Let's watch Jonah, who is he is going to get the lead. Short pitting by 1 lap, and you see the difference, unless somebody could have had some issues sliding through box, but Jonah Colbert a good 3.5 seconds in front of Daniel Cunningham. So that will cycle him around to be the leader whenever everything cycles through. And last lap, Jonah Colbert runs a 22.8, and Brandon Wallace running a 22.5 or 24.5. So almost 2 seconds faster with these new tires. So if you're going to stay out, and see Steve Loving comes down pit road, gets his set of tires. But Brandon Wallace just trying to play a pit strategy game, catch a caution, be really nice. He can come down, get 4 tires, and lose minimal track position. So when this cycles around, Jonah will be your leader. Not really sure what happened to Daniel Cunningham, as he is actually going to be. He comes down and pits in the lead, and once this all cycles through, he's going to be in 4th. So just either not a good entry, or just that 1 lap made a huge difference on track for those 2 in front of him. But Jonathan Cofield able to jump ahead of him as well. Right now, Brandon Wallace is your leader, staying out on track. He has yet to make a pit stop along with Justin Ray, who are your top 2. Of course, this strategy, as the run goes on and on, this strategy starts to fall off, but they will have to make another pit stop, so it will kind of land where it needs to, because they'll come out. Those 2 will come out with really fast tires to be able to make up a little bit on them. But Justin Ray comes down pit road, gives up 2nd place. Right now, Brandon Wallace just the difference that new tires makes. Brandon Wallace only with a 3-second lead over second place Jonah Colbert. You'll see him coming to the frame in just a second. He is closing quick, about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds a lap, as Brandon Wallace is really struggling here. Yeah, you see Jonah and Jesse right behind him. You see the closing speed off of turn 2 is Jonah Colbert for the first time tonight going to take over the lead spot. So move Jonah up to the lead. Get that very important bonus point for leading a lap as we get ready to move into the next round. Of course, if he wins the race, he'll go ahead and transfer over, so that'll be a good thing. But give you an update where everybody is. Jonah Colbert, Jesse Necula, Jonathan Cofield, Daniel Cunningham, Brandon Wallace, your top 5. Brandon Wallace has yet to pit still. Garrett Kinder running in 6th, Steve Loving 7th. Charles Stevens with still having a great, fantastic run, running in 8th. 9th, Brandon Pollock. Steve McDonald 10th. Aaron Adcock 11th. Justin Ray 12th. Chuck Pegleg Phelps 13th. 14th, Jake Cunningham. 15th, Josh Lokovitz, Colton Lanford, and William Griffin all out with damage. Josh Lokovitz still out on track, but multiple laps down. Well, no surprise to see Jonah up front. As, like I said earlier, 5 wins on the season, the only multiple winner. We've got quite a few winners this season, but only one to have won more than once. You know, it's a good thing these this race is so long. Of course, these races, 200 laps. They run 400 in the actual NASCAR Cup Series. So these races are half the length of NASCAR races. So really, really long races by sim racing standards. But they really add a little level of. I love long races. Short races are fine. There's just a different mentality on how you have to race. But in a long race, you know, the fact that the setup is so tight doesn't kill you because you've got time. You got multiple pit stops to try to adjust your driving style, and you can just make incremental, small bumps here and there, and make your way to the front. And Jonathan Cofield is definitely showing that as he is slowly. It hadn't been fast, and it's taken a long, long time, but slowly making his way towards the front. Through that green flag pit cycle, and now he is running down our leader. Jonah Colbert has gotten him about half a second at this moment. Last lap time by was a couple tenths faster. Let's see what it is at the line here. 3 tenths faster that time. So Jonathan Cofield, a man on the move as he starts to run down our leader, Jonah Colbert. So Jonah having the lead for just a little bit, but he may lose it quickly. But yeah, I mean, normal races, you'll see a 75 to 100 lap race. The 153 gets a little loose there. But yeah, you'll see a race that's about this length and it's over. But Jonathan Cofield's got over 100 laps to get himself up to the top spot. We saw him slide there off of turn 4, and it actually hurt him quite a bit. He was about 3/10 slower than Jonah that time. Actually brought Daniel Cunningham, who led the majority of the first part of this race, up to his back bumper. We'll see what Daniel can do, as he was in the lead for most of the race, but after that pit cycle, dropped back to 4th, was able to get around Jesse and see if he can get himself back to the front, or if track position is just that strong. We'll find out. See Aaron Adcock going to the inside of Brandon Pollock. Brandon Pollock looked all kinds of out of shape there. And this is a battle for position. So Aaron Adcock makes his way back into the top 10. As Brandon Pollock in that yellow Pennzoil car, about the only one that I could have seen be loose outside of Justin Cofield, or Jonathan Cofield earlier. Brandon Pollock always figuring out a way to make the car loose if he can. Usually what he'll try to do is knock down the wall a little bit and get that toe in where he can get it loosened up. Talked about Charles Stevens a little bit. Man, what progression that we've seen out of him this season. About to go a lap down here, but still running in the 8th position, and is actually running down Steve Loving. So he is really showing a lot of speed on the long run. Short run definitely has some work to do, but long run speed, man, he is extremely fast at doing a great job of managing his tires and keeping that thing straight. As he is going to go a lap down here to Jonah, as we are on an extremely long green flag run. We had a caution on lap 3 for Josh Lokovitz and William Griffith getting together. Lokovitz getting a little bit loose, coming down and collects the 12. Josh Lokovitz has been back on track. You see him up at the wall there, but William Griffith out of this one. But so far, we have been green from there on out. And been I don't know if it's been exciting, but it's been fun to watch guys as they kind of fall back a little bit. Some folks moving forward and how they deal with the different tire strategies. We saw Daniel Cunningham, have either a mistake on pit road or just a slow pit stop, one or the other, or just the undercut of Jonah Colbert pitting a lap earlier just made that big a difference. But he is sitting 3rd now as they navigate these lap traffic. So 6 cars on the lead lap. The top 4 really have separated themselves, as we'll see as we pull this up. See if I can make sure that see there your top 4, and see the difference. 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds separate the top 4, which is pretty amazing in a race like this that's gone green. But as this run goes on, Jonathan Cofield and Jonah Colbert starting to pull away from the other two. Just depends on when they catch lap traffic at what point. And we're seeing Jonah Colbert trying to put Steve Loving a lap down. Steve Loving going to fight pretty hard as he does not want to go a lap down. But not going to have a choice here as Jonah gets to the inside. See if Steve's going to fight him. Yeah, it does fight back a little bit on the outside. Not going to make it easy. That's going to pull Cofield up just a little bit, but Cofield actually has to get out of the gas as he started to push up in the middle. So there you have it. 5 cars on the lead lap. We already talked about our top 4. The other car that's on lead lap is Garrett Kinder here in that purple-green Ratchet Speed Shot, number 13. We saw him early in the race in the top 3. The top 3 started third. And then after about a few laps, kind of dropped back a little bit. Behind him, you see William Griffith. We talked about him being out of the race, but it looks like he has gotten the Queef Shifter 12 machine back out on track, but he's missing a lot of that vehicle. Oh, actually, smokes it a little bit going into the corner. He has quite a few laps down, 60 laps down. So a tough night, but he's not giving up. I'll be honest with you, if I was in his shoes, I'd probably go ahead and just hopped off here. Got me a Fig Newton and maybe went to bed or something. I don't know. But he's going to stick it out. He gets really close to the wall there. I don't know if he hit that or not. Charles Stevens is finally caught up to the back bumper. Ooh, locks up the front tires, trying to get his nose under the 27 car. Has gotten to the back bumper. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Stay here on this battle. It seems like Charles is definitely faster as he tries to put another driver in his rear view. The lap's starting to click off really quickly as we're at lap 120. So 80 laps to go. Still got another pit stop the guys are going to have to make. So it's not without some possible drama. But it's definitely been a green flag feel of a race anyway, as passing has been really a premium. As the car just does not seem to be set up to be racy. Seems like you have to be pretty dang faster than the other guy to get around him. There's got a nice little sink view down here. Got somebody helping me. Trying something a little bit new, always trying something every week. We want to try to get better, do something new, learn a new skill that you can apply here at Rebel Racing Network or Intensity. And so we're trying to have a couple different, as you see, and Brandon Wallace up under Charles Stevens on those new tires. But got a good buddy helping me, having a couple different views. Got Aaron Adcock, his point of view. And then also another Aaron doing some TV cameras. stuff, give you a couple different looks while we're racing, little picture-in-picture action. As old man Charles Stevens gets a little bit out of the groove, and that's going to make for some. He's got Jesse Necula, who's running in fourth place, going to the inside. So he got all the way to the bumper of Steve Loving, but now he's getting passed by these guys, so it's going to drop him back a little bit. Of course, Steve's going to have to deal with it as well. If I was Charles, I'd jump in behind these guys and allow them to be my fullback and try to get up under Steve whenever they do. Check up, back up front. About a second gap between all the top three, or a 2-second gap, but a second between each driver. As Cofield not able to get to the back bumper of Jonah. Kevin Kinder says, I know they're going fast, but they look like they're going slow on this track. And you know what? You're absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, this is normally one of my favorite short tracks because it's so fast. Because of the banking, it's not really a short track. I don't really call this a short track. It's more of an intermediate track. It's 3/4 of a mile, but the banking and stuff makes it such a fast track. The wide entry in the corner you see here, it's very unique. I really wouldn't call it a short track, but I think short tracks are probably half mile or smaller. But yeah, normally the way if you get a car that can drive, you really can drive off the right rear here. Off of turn 4, it kind of widens out, gives you a nice big exit that you can drive the car off the corner with. Turn 2 is a little bit tighter here, but unfortunately, this setup is so tight that guys are not able to really. Normally, you get on the throttle here. But you hear Jonah having to wait a little bit longer before he can get back on the gas. So the car will just, the front end will just push up towards the wall and you'll hit the wall. Cars in the past have been able to get on the gas, really rotate the car off the corner. Makes this track a lot faster. But here tonight, you're definitely right. Really slow. That's why they can't pass. Not able to get a run on somebody. You can't get on the throttle earlier to try to get them down the straightaway. Is if you get on the throttle too soon, you're going to go up to the wall. There's just really no play in these cars. Oh my goodness. See Cofield get a little out of shape there. Coming off of turn 2. And these next-gen cars, we've seen them in real life, but on iRacing as well, it's the same thing. It's just so little room for error. You make one little small mistake, and sometimes they'll just get looser on you, and you've been doing the same thing every lap, and then all of a sudden it just does something a little bit different. And we've seen that kind of in real life, where guys, they spin out and they don't know how. They don't know what in the world happened. The car just broke loose. Cofield was pretty close to Jonah until that slide, and that allowed Jonah to really kind of give a little bit of breathing room for him to slice and dice through this lap traffic. Done pretty good so far as Brandon Pollock comes off the corner low as Jonah was trying to go low too, and that was almost a scary moment as Colton Lanford going to the outside of Brandon Wallace. The only battle here between these lap cars is Brandon Wallace and Brandon Pollock, those two drivers side by side. Colton Lanford is quite a few laps down after he made a couple unscheduled pit stops. But these two, the Pennzoil and the Sunoco cars, are battling for position. You see that white car of Jonathan Cofield trying to get through this lap traffic as well. Keep Jonah in his sights, and he gets loose again, and you see he's slow on the front stretch. We'll kind of go back real quick because the camera turned right as that happened, and we kind of missed it. It just almost snaps loose, able to save it. but he's going to lose a little bit of time there. Colton Lanford in the wall. Jesse Necula. Oh, no. Jesse Necula with an amazing save there. Not what you want to do. Going to heat those tires up and lose a lot of track position there, but a hell of a save out of him as he was pretty much gone. And we've seen all season long where guys are getting loose. They overcorrect back into the wall. Thought for sure that's what was going to happen, but he was able to get it wrangled back up and keep that car straight. He does keep his position, but now some 5.5 seconds back from the leader, Jonah Colbert. Kevin Kennedy in chat asks, does iRacing determine the fixed setup? And they do. They have people who go in there and work on those. Oh, Aaron Adcock gets a little bit loose down there on your bottom right. You watch as he comes back up on the track. Going to give a little kiss to that wall. Doesn't spin, and we stay green. But, man, that was scary right in front of the leader as he was able to hang on to it. But scary moment there for Aaron Adcock as he almost brought out our second caution, getting loose off that corner there. But just like Jesse, able to get it wrapped back up, we stay green. But yeah, iRacing does. They build these setups internally, and usually they're built for the official schedules. So what happens sometimes is iRacing will. They obviously don't have all the time in the world to go to every track and set these things up where they're maybe well-balanced setups. Some of these setups sit through different builds of iRacing. So iRacing will update this car. They'll change some tire parameters, change how physics might be dealt with the sim, and that will throw off some setups. And if it's not a track that they're going to go to in the officials soon, they kind of put those off until it's more relevant in the official service. So sometimes you get some combos, especially in a car like this one that's getting constantly updated with the NASCAR season. You'll get some setups that just aren't updated, not where they need to be. Kevin Kenner says, so you can give feedback about track. I'm assuming you mean I can let iRacing know that this setup's not very good. Yeah, I could. But like I said, there's only so much time in the day for those guys, and I would imagine that if Richmond is on the schedule for the official races to be out there, they'll have somebody come in and look at the setup. So that way when it's official on the official iRacing races that happen every couple hours, it'll be ready to go for that. But won't be high on the priority list if Richmond's not on its way. Of course, it could just be how they set up the car for Richmond. Maybe this is the best that they come up with this car track package. All my knowledge about Richmond is based on other cars. The Xfinity car, the ARCA car, all those, the old Gen 6 car that spent a lot of time racing on this track. But next gen, caution's out. Josh Lokovitz goes around. Kinder Farm and Wreckage Rewind is, man, we had a great green flag run there. And Josh Lokovitz again, the same thing that happened before happens again, and he spins down to the inside, and that brings out our second caution of the night here on lap 150-ish. 148. So everybody going to come down pit road, and man, that changes a lot of things about this race. Cofield was able to sneak up there and get close to Jonah, but a couple tire slides off the corner, making it really hard to close that gap. But what's good, I mean, the top four on the lead lap, they're going to be able to come down pit road and get those four tires. And then you've got Steve Loving, which should get the lucky dog, as he is going around the track right now. So he'll be able to go in and get his tires. But then you're going to have a lot of guys like Charles Stevens, Jesse Nekula, who are going to have to make the decision. Do they come down pit road, or do they try to get a wave around, get back on the lead lap, and hope for a quick caution so they can come in and get their tires. So unfortunate for them, but Charles Stevens going to come down pit road, says, well, this race is gone pretty much green the whole way, so if I stay out, I'm going to be 2 seconds slower than anybody else. Come down and get those four tires. As you watch Aaron Adcock down there getting his four tires and fuel. They dropped the jack, and he is, it looks like he's going to fix a little bit of damage there, as he is still sitting on pit road. You see the car kind of cut off, and there's a little timer down there, and he fixed a little bit of damage. Going to try to beat the pace car out, but trying to get the hammers after that car a little bit. But out front, Jonah Colbert, Jonathan Cofield, Daniel Cunningham, still your top three. Garrett Kinder, fourth. Steve Loving, fifth. Jesse Nekula, sixth. And Brandon Wallace, seventh. I believe that's going to be your lead lap cars. And that is right. So Charles Stevens will be your in the lucky dog spot. Him and Justin Ray will battle that out. Be an important thing, because if caution comes out after about 10 or 15 laps, the lucky dog will be a definite lucky dog in this scenario, because he'll be able to come down and get his next set of tires. You know, for a race that's gone green a long time, I have done a lot of talking. So I think I'm going to shut the heck up this restart. We're going to have about 5-10 laps. We're going to crank it up a little bit and let these guys show you what they got. As the lights are out on the pace car, we're doubling up. We may extend the caution a little bit as guys are still driving around the track. DJ Cunningham here, Brandon Wallace still trying to catch up to the field as the field's coming off of turn 4. Guess we're not going to extend it. Jonah Colbert gets a good restart. Jonathan Cofield does not. Hell, let's crank it up. All right, well, we can't crank it up for too long, because, man, we got a battle for the lead as something happened with Jonah on that restart, and Cofield able to get beside him, but Jonah is battling hard, knowing he cannot give up that lead, as it is going to be so hard to pass Cofield back. And caution is out. Brandon Pollock goes around. The Pennzoil car, the 04, is around. Go check the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as he is four-wheel sliding there. Same thing that happened to Josh Lokovitz. Trying to hang on to it, locking the front tires up, but just goes around. A couple guys really, really close there, but everybody able to avoid that. So a couple cautions real quick. I tell you, Charles Stevens, thrilled to see that as he was able to stay in front of Justin Ray, and he should be our lucky dog and get himself back on the lead lap. We'll see who was able to hang on to the lead there. Whenever the timing loop hit, will determine who is the leader. And it looks like Jonah Colbert does retain the lead. So let's go back and see maybe if we can find out what happened on that restart to Jonah that caused him to almost lose the lead there. Let's go back and see. Oh, wow, yeah, just a four-wheel slide, gets super loose into the corner, and that's what allowed Cofield to get up the outside. But we're going to watch this a little bit as these two drivers fought their butts off to maintain. Jonah knows that if he gives up this spot, you see that pink car down at the bottom of Daniel Cunningham, you know he's going to come down there and try to take that second spot away. So Jonah has to fight. We've seen how difficult it is to pass all race long. So if you give this lead up, it could be all she wrote. And Cofield has been just as fast and as strong as Jonah. So Jonah knows he has to fight. And, man, just seemed to have gotten really lucky with the caution there. As Cofield was out most of the time, but Jonah was out in the section that the caution lap was thrown on that allowed him to keep that lead. Wow, that was insane. So our third caution of the night as we get down to about 40 laps to go. They say pull the belts tight. Man, it is going to get wild here. As we've already seen guys here up at the front fighting, racing as hard as they can to maintain track position. I would imagine that's going to keep ramping up as we keep going. Well, I'll tell you what, while we're under caution, let's give out some awards. I got to give out the Best Paint of the Night award, and it's going to go to the 54. That's a great shot right there, those two cars. But the 54 Rowdy Energy, it just caught my eye early, and that's going to be your Smil Racing Design Best Paint of the Night. So congratulations to him. It's got some different variations of that paint scheme, but I do like the way this one looks. So congratulations to him. As we're getting ready to go back green here. Pace car is off. Jonah going to lead them down to the green flag. Gets a good jump there. Probably going to pay attention to that entry into turn one this time. As he is able to do it without sliding all four tires. He comes out there. Oh, Jonathan Cofield gets a little bit out of shape there and is chasing it up the track. That's going to open the door for that 54 machine to go down to the inside. So now Cofield's trying to defend his position as Daniel Cunningham trying to be a player here down in the got somebody slow. Who is that? Can't find that car. I think the 38 of Justin Ray had some sort of issue on that restart and dropped back a few positions. Let's go back up front, though, as we watch this second place battle. Jonathan Cofield fighting hard. He's trying to squeeze him into turn one, and he does, able to hang on to the second place. position as these guys are battling, knowing that time is running out. Cofield saw his win probability drop like a rock. Oh, and Cofield goes around. He does a half spin and saves it. And he is still almost spinning it. Does a right-hander into the corner. Oh, Colton Lamford going around. I don't know who that is with him. Looks like Aaron Adcock involved in that. But my goodness, just gets a little bit loose there. Let's go back and see if we can watch that from maybe a chase cam. Just gets extremely loose. I mean, all the way sideways, able to save it, and then trying to get back on the gas. But you see just how hot those rear tires are as he slid them all the way through that corner. They jump up to almost 350 degrees, and that's just extremely greasy slick. And as he's trying to get the power down to not lose as many positions as he has already lost, it's just there's no saving it. Lucky for him, honestly, that Colt Lamford goes around, because I don't think the caution would have come out. All right, Jonathan Cofield going to come down, get 4 tires, get some damage fixed, but it also looks like Steve Loving, Brandon Wallace, Charles Stevens Jr. going to come down pit road and get 4 tires. Interesting to see how that's going to play out. As we've been about 10 laps. Let's see, about this point, about 13, 14, about, let's just say 15 laps since the front few have pitted. So not a huge amount, or not largely better tires, but some. So we'll see how that shakes out. But Charles Stevens finds himself in 6th place. Of course, Brandon Wallace's strategy has worked out too, as he's running in 5th. He stayed out a little bit long, and then was really driving through the field as on those tires, able to get back on the lead lap, and currently running 5th. Justin Ray is your lucky dog this caution. So we are back to 9 cars on the lead lap. Looks like we're having some issues getting everything sorted out. Might be waiting on a car. Looks like Lokovitz may be coming to get that all fixed up. But Jonah Colbert still in the lead. Daniel Cunningham now 2nd. Garrett Carter 3rd. Jesse Necula 4th. Brandon Wallace 5th. Charles Stevens 6th. Steve Loving, Donovan Cofield after that drops all the way back to 8th place. So all of that that he has done to get himself up into that chance to take the lead there was side by side with Jonah. And then now finds himself in, but now he's showing in 6th place. But Charles Stevens 7th, Steve Loving 8th, Justin Ray 9th. Aaron Adcock, first car a lap down. He's actually 2 laps down in 10th. Steve McDonald 11th, Chuck Pegleg Phelps 12th. Brandon Pollock 13th, Jake Cunningham 14th, Josh Lokovitz 15th. Colton Lamford 16th and William Griffith 17th, but 32 laps to go as we go back green here. Jonah gets a decent start, but seems to have some sort of issue getting the power down. As he's got Garrett Kinder to his inside, and woo, it's a tight battle here for the lead. Jonah trying to make sure that he doesn't give that lead up to anybody. now your battle is back here as we're going to zoop it right out. So we can see all the battles going on. It's Jesse Nekula on the outside of Garrett Kinder trying to make that top side work. We've seen the top side be okay for a few laps, but I know it's got to be hell on tires, especially that right front, which is all precious. But with 30-something laps to go, you're not really trying to save too much tires. So Jesse trying to hold on that outside. So far, so good, but you start to see Garrett Kinder kind of creep away. Oh, Jonah gets loose apparently, and Daniel Cunningham takes the lead. Jonah Colbert going to fall back. How far? Looks like he's going to be able to slide into second place. So those cold tires getting Jonah again. Oh, and Garrett Kinder gets loose off the corner. Just see how tough these cars are to drive. Some of the best drivers in the series having trouble with it. Oh, and Steve Loving gets a little bit loose. It is getting wild as guys are jockeying for position, trying to make up some positions. But Daniel Cunningham able to take the lead. So it seems like we have come full circle. Daniel Cunningham leading at the beginning of the race. Has had a pretty solid, quiet race. Running in the top 3 for most of it. Loses the lead on that green flag pit stop, but now with about 25 laps to go, finds himself out front. Jonathan Cofield gets around Garrett. Oh no, Charles Stevens gets loose, and he's going to overcorrect it into the wall, and caution is out. Colton Lamford spinning again, as his brake bias must be turned way down, because every time there's a caution or somebody spinning, Colton's spinning right behind him. Man, I hate to see that for Charles, who was having such a good race. Almost had it saved, but just overcorrected into the wall, and we are under caution again. Well, all right, guys, 25 laps to go. If you're watching in chat, who do you got to win this race? Who is going to take home the victory? I don't think I know. I feel like the leader's got a pretty good advantage, but man, Jonah Colbert, 5 wins on the season. Jesse Nekula comes off a win last night in the ARCA series. Got a lot of momentum. Been biding his time. Jonathan Cofield had been fighting through the field. Has a little half spin there, able to save it. Moved his way back up into the 4th position. And then old Garrett Kinder sitting there in 5th. So the top 5's got a lot of potential winners in it. I got to say, I think clean air, being out front is just too important. 25 laps to go, it's going to be hard to mount a charge. So Daniel Cunningham able to take that lead. I think that's going to give him a pretty big advantage. Aaron in chat, our second cameraman of the night, says that JC's going to bump and run for the W. Well, that would make it very awkward at JC Motorsports, but he may do it. Of course, for Jesse Nekula, Jonathan Cofield, Garrett Kinder, you want to see that happen, because maybe both of them would take each other out, and you can stick in there and take that win away. But on this restart, I mean, Daniel Cunningham going to have control. Oh, my goodness, Chuck Pegleg's sideways in pit road. What's going on here? Well, let's back it up real quick, see what happened to old Chuck, because he is sitting the wrong way. Oh, trying to peel off pit road maybe. drops the jack, he drops the clutch, and boy, does an Xbox 360 right there. Well, if you're Daniel Cunningham, like I was saying, being the leader gives you such a huge advantage on this restart. Just need to make sure you get the power down, get clear to the 31 and 84. If you're the 31, you're in a bad spot. I don't think second here on that outside is where you want to be. It's going to be difficult for both him and Cofield and Brandon Wallace. Just depends on how good of a restart these guys give. Now, these two front row drivers are teammates now. Normally, teammates will give a countdown. Wonder if that's going to happen here. Or if Daniel's going to keep that close to his chest and try to get a good jump here. But if you're Jesse Nekula, you're sitting in a pretty good spot on that inside. Ooh, they do give a little countdown there. That's good for Jonah. But Jesse Nekula able to get there in that position. Let's see if Jonah's able to do anything with that top side. Kind of squeezes down a little bit on the 84, but the 84 is there. And Cofield going to the inside, dives it down. Oh, my goodness, and Jesse Nekula locks the front tires up. And Jonah almost gets clear, but now he's got Jonathan Cofield to the inside, as that's going to bring a lot of drivers in. Jonah drives really deep into the corner and just gets really tight off of 2, and that's going to give second place to Jonathan Cofield, who is clear as Jonah falls back to third place. Go check up here in fifth is Steve Loving looking to the inside of Nekula as they all kind of check up because of that. Justin Ray going to the inside of Brandon Wallace. Brandon fights hard on the outside, though, not going to let it go that easy. Jonathan Cofield, your fastest car on the track. He is 0.3 faster than Daniel Cunningham. Daniel Cunningham is self-professed. He is not a short-run driver, so he's going to have to dig down deep, find that little bit of extra he needs. But, of course, you see Jonathan Cofield, and we've seen it from him all race long, that that type of driving does come with a price, as he has gotten loose off the corner quite a few times and seen him almost wreck, and he is definitely putting the lap times down. Last lap by, he was a 10th faster than Daniel, so Cofield trying to mount a late run. Oh, and it gets loose and goes around. I don't know if that was if that's a broadcaster curse or just, telling the future. As we stay green, no caution. Cofield going to sit on the track and try to get a caution to come out. He pulls up on the track a little bit more. No caution comes out. Did not get Barney to throw that yellow flag. And unfortunately for Cofield, that is going to pretty much end his bid. He was really running down Daniel. But goes around on the backstretch. And that's just the dangers of, it's not dangerous. It's not a danger. He is driving, doing what he has to do to try to get the win, driving as hard as he can and as much as this car and this setup will allow him. And it's just a fine line of trying to get as much throttle as you need to get off the corner and try to run somebody down. And he found that line and sends him around. But I hate to see that for him, as he was definitely one of the faster cars. But Jonah Colbert in a world of trouble, as he's got the 13 all over his back bumper, and Jesse Nekula right there. Looks like this is going to come down to the wires. Jonah definitely has heated those tires up a little bit. This is a great battle. I mean, for a race that has such a long green flag run that still had some good racing. Oh, and Garrett Gator gets a little bit loose. Jesse Nekula going to peek up to the outside. Not sure if he can make that work or not. Not going to be able to. Kinder going to be able to shoot up to the top and take that spot. Going to give Jonah a little bit of breathing room, as Unfortunately, just Kinder was a little bit faster there, just not able to get the run off the bottom to get that run down the straightaway. But 11 laps to go, coming to 10 to go now. Still a lot can happen. But Daniel Cunningham setting sail here. Daniel Cunningham, probably one of the nicest guys that we have here in Original Rebels. Real funny guy, got a really great personality, and he is sneaky fast. You wouldn't think he's fast. He didn't go out there and lay down the fastest lap times in practice like some folks do, but get out there and try to beat each other's times. He doesn't do that. He gets in the race, and he just manages himself. He worries about himself. He'll let somebody go. He's very Mark Martin-like, I think. He's got Rowdy all over his car, but I think of him more of as a Mark Martin, as well-respected racer. Does a great job of keeping his car up under him. Doesn't get into too much, tussles with folks, and is extremely fast, especially in the long run. If he ever gets that qualifying and the short run speed down, Original Rebels is in trouble. Aaron points out in chat that Jonah is running faster than Daniel. We can actually pull that up and see the lap time history between the two. We'll actually cut this camera off for just a bit. He's absolutely right. 10th faster, 10th. And then it kind of drops off about half a tenth each lap. Don't think it's going to be enough because he can catch him, but it's passing here that just seems to be so difficult that Jonah needs to make up a lot of time really quickly. He does make a little bit more than a tenth that last time by. So 5 laps to go. Jonah is making some headway. If he can get there in the next couple laps or so, he can definitely start to mount, try to figure out a way to get around him, make a move. Of course, as he starts getting closer, Daniel's going to start getting a little bit more nervous. It's possible that he makes a little bit of mistake, but Jonah pushing as hard as he is also. So we'll see as they cross the line next time. Jonah has been able to make up a little bit of time each lap, but gets to that 7/10. And this lap looks like he's going to be a little bit slower. We'll see as they come across the line. Just about half a tenth slower that lap. 3 laps to go. Looks like Daniel, all he's got to do is just keep doing what he's been doing. He's going to be able to take this win here with a fantastic race. Just led early. Got behind on the pit stop. But here at the end, able to take advantage of guys having some issues and comes away with the lead. Oh, Garrett Kinder gets into the wall. Oh, it goes out to the inside. Is the caution going to come out? No caution. We stay green. He looks like he keeps the thing rolling. Oh, that's disappointing. But final lap here for Daniel Cunningham of JC Motorsports 1-2 right now as they come off of turn 2. Jonah Colbert not going to have enough time. Just not close enough. But Daniel Cunningham going to come home with the victory in the playoffs with a fantastic race. JC Motorsports 1-2. And with Garrett Kinder having that issue there with 3 laps to go, Jesse Necula able to pull home or come home with 3rd. Go back and see kind of what happened to Garrett. As we see him. We saw it in the corner of the camera, but not really sure what happened to him. As he's trying to get a run here. Oh, yeah, just Gets a little bit loose there, overcorrects into the wall, and that's all she wrote. All right, well, the Rebel Rumble has started. Man, a pretty good race, a really long uh, marathon type of race with some cautions at the beginning, or caution at the beginning, a couple there close to the end, and a long green flag run. So a, uh, a really well-rounded race, and that makes Daniel Cunningham our second multiple winner. Uh, so that's his second win on the season here at Richmond. What a better time to win than in the playoffs. But let's go ahead. As far as the P&J Hard Luck Award, I got to give it to Jonathan Cofield, who uh, just just some tough luck there. Gotten up second a couple times and just let the car get out from under him, and he ends up in ninth place. So that's your P&J Hard Luck Award winner. A definite runner-up is Garrett Kinder there, running third with about a lap and a half left to go. Your biggest mover of the race, your Ray Cobb Hard Charger Award winner, is going to be Charles Stevens. So congratulations, Charles. He We saw him get loose and lose a few spots, but still started 16th and it finished 8th. So a really fantastic run. Well, let's go ahead and get the Shappy Edits post-race interviews before my voice completely gives out. And let's talk to these guys and see what they thought about the race. Let's go ahead and bring in our third place finisher, Jesse Necula. Well, Jesse, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me? I got it. It's up right now. Jesse, I said last night, I hope to talk to you soon. I didn't know it was going to be this soon. But man, a fantastic race from you. You were there all race long in the top four. The top four seemed to really pull away. Talk about your race a little bit, what you were struggling with, and how your race went.
Um, Honestly, dude, JC Motorsports just dominated. And then you had Cofield that was up there, Kinder was up there, but those two JC Motorsports cars just dominated all night. On the long runs, I felt like I was a little bit faster than the 54, maybe the 31, but when we were on such long green flag runs, I was able to catch them, but our tires were so gone I wasn't gonna be able to pass them. So catching them and passing them is two different things. So I just pretty much tried to follow those guys, and then I tried to do a quick pit, short pit those guys. But Jonah caught it and he pitted at the same time I did, so it didn't really help me out there. And then man, I feel bad. Um, Around lap 180 or so, I had it was we had a restart and I timed those guys' start good and it put me under Jonah and drag racing down the back stretch, going into three, got all excited, was finally gonna pass the 31 and I got the wee wee stuck in the wheel and locked the left front, lit up into him and about damn near wrecked him. So I'm glad he saved it and he still came home second, but still feel bad for doing that.
Well, hard racing when a car is this tight, it's very difficult to make spots up. It makes sense that it's going to happen. So just hard racing, man. That's what it's all about. But man, you have a lot of momentum going into these playoffs. You're winning in the ARCA series. You're finishing third here. Um, Talk a little bit about your mindset. I mean, I know we're not, nobody, I mean, people want the trophies. You want to win the championship, but man, we're just here to have fun. But man, your fun seems to be on a pretty damn good level as you are, you're positioning yourself to make a run at these championships.
Yeah, man, honestly, I feel like I'm fast every week. Maybe top 10 for sure. Top 5, I feel like I can almost get a top 5 most races that I run, but the biggest problem is I just need to put all the pieces together. Right pit strategies, not overdriving my head when, you know what I mean? Like I was falling to 31, like that incident. When I was finally about to get by him and just overdrive, make little mistakes. So I just gotta learn to just settle down and let the race play out, race the track instead of these guys.
Well, you did a great job of that tonight, I think. I mean, that little incident aside, I think it was still a fantastic race by you. Um, a couple luck goes your way. I mean, we could see you sitting here in victory lane, but man, you got great momentum. You're gonna make it pretty far in the playoffs, I believe. You definitely got the speed to do it, and tonight just shows that. So, congratulations on a third place finish. The floor is yours, man. Let us know who helps you get around the track.
Yeah, want to thank simstandings.com, my team Oval Addicts, and all the admins putting this on. We had a little car count today, but that kind of happens when playoffs, especially this car is a little tough, so
Mm.
people are still trying to figure it out. They don't want to mess up the playoff guys, but appreciate all the guys that did show up tonight and put on a good show. And then of course you putting these broadcasts on. I'm excited to watch it back.
Well, it was a good one. It was a long one. There was a lot of peaks and valleys, man, but pretty good race, and I love to hear you talk about the car count because you're right. This is a low car count race, but it's still 17 drivers. That tells you about Rebels racing or original Rebels, and 17 a low car count. There's some leagues out there would love to have more than 10. So definitely want to echo that. Thanks to guys for showing up. But man, congratulations, Jesse. I feel like I'm gonna be talking to you every race from here on out. Man, you've got some momentum. I'm excited to see what you're gonna do.
I won't complain about that.
All right, man. Well, good race. We'll see you next race.
Yes, sir. Thanks, man.
All right. Third place finisher, Jesse Nakill. Let's talk to my teammates who finished first and second. Start with Jonah Colbert. Jonah, the stadium booth, you got me.
What's up, man?
Well, uh, pretty good race. I don't know, second place for most folks would be um, pretty damn good. Tell me about how you're feeling about that race. It was long. There was a lot to it. Long green flag run there. Um, you're able to get up there and lead some laps, and there at the end, just had
Mm,
a couple issues getting loose. Got a little tap from behind, and you're just kind of battling, trying to stay in it.
it was a fun race, but every week with this car, it seems like I'm saying the same thing. The thing changes as the runs go on, as the races go on, as the track changes. It amplifies the track changes more than any other car that I think I've raced. And early in the race, man, the track was hot, and we had our brake bias dialed all the way down as low as it would go because it was so tight. And then there at the end of the race, I turned it up even because I was like, man, I got fresh tires, track's cooling off. I'm gonna take it easy here on this restart. I go down turn one and it just dumps it. And I was surprised. And then
She gone.
I, I saved it, got the lead back. Next restart, same damn thing, except for it spun like four times in the same corner. So I don't know. I turned it up more. That's just, again, the track was changing, and you're just fighting to try to figure out what the changes are, but you've only got 20 laps to figure it out.
Right.
So it was a lot of fun. I'm proud of Daniel for winning that race, man, because he fell back there a little bit early. That he fought back to the field and he got it, man. That's awesome. So good for him.
Well, he stole your sixth win. I know you're really disappointed about that, but that does put him in the category of multiple winners, multiple time winners. As he had one win on the season at the Bristol Dirt Track, and this was his second. So, JC Motorsports the only more than one race winner. You with five and him with two. So, JC Motorsports definitely showing out here in this series, but. Good run for you. Moving on in the playoffs, I think you're definitely the favorite for the championship. How you feeling as we uh, continue down this little gauntlet?
I haven't really looked ahead too much. I know next week is Auto Club, and I love me some 1.5, so I think that'll be a fun race. Other than that, I mean, I don't really know. It's just kind of a week by week thing. See how the car handles. I mean, we could go next week, and the car could be dump truck loose, or you know, breaking tide. I don't know. So there's no telling how it's going to handle it. We'll figure it out, I guess. But yeah,
All right, man. Well, who you got to thank to get you around the track? Any sponsor shout outs, anything like that?
Obviously, shout out to my teammates, Daniel for winning that race, man. That's a good run by him. Garrett Kinder for hanging out with us. Steve Loving, and hey, shout out to Jonathan Cofield for showing up and racing with us tonight. Man, it's a lot of fun. We got some side by side racing. Hate to see his racing the way it did, but he's a fast driver. He's real respectful, so it's always fun racing around him. So,
Well, all right, man. Congratulations on second place.
all right, man. Thank you.
All right, let's talk to our winner. My voice is starting to give away. Maybe I should stop talking and let them talk. Duty shoot. Zeddy in the booth. You got me?
What's up, Eddie? I got you.
Well, I love your race. Your race is almost a perfect race where you lead early, start up front. You had some issues on pit road. I hope you talk a little bit about that. But then at the end, able to take advantage of some guys having some issues, maybe some overdriving a little bit, and found yourself in the lead and never gave it up. Talk about your race, man. Congratulations, first and foremost, man. That's an awesome win. Talk about it. Let me know how it went.
Yeah, appreciate it, Eddie. First of all, I know it's virtual, but this is my home track, so that's cool as hell. Getting the win at what amounts to my home track. So that's definitely cool, and getting the win for the first race that my cousin ran, and he kept all four tires tonight. So shout out to him. He didn't put it in the fence like I thought he would, so that's always a good thing. Yeah, man, it's just freaking excited. First race with the strawberry lemonade colors on. Maybe it's some good luck running the pink and black. Seemed to work for some other people this season, but yeah, got a little behind early with the pit strategy. Just got undercut by a lap or two. It seemed like there was a couple guys that might have had some better long run speed, but with all the short runs at the end, it definitely helped me out a little bit. And yeah, just in the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, it's so easy to overdrive these cars, and with it being so close to the end, there's going to be guys that make mistakes. So that was really just my biggest mindset, was just keep hitting my marks, focus on what's in front of me, and not what's around me.
Well, you definitely. I mean, you won a couple awards. I mean, you won the race. You were the Chuck Pegleg Pole Award winner. You won the John Spiel Race Design Best Paint of the race. Can you let somebody else win something?
Hey, you know what? I learned from my teammate that drove an 87 car, and current teammate that's running this season in a 31 car. If you're going to win, just sweep all of it, man.
There you go. Well, you now move into a higher echelon as I said this about 3 or 4 times, but I'm trying to do my best Fox impression and just repeat the same stuff over and over again. But Jonah Colbert, the only multiple winner this season with 5 wins. Everybody else with one. You won at the Bristol Dirt Track, and now you have your second win. So now you move into that echelon with him. Kind of set yourselves apart. JC Motorsports really kind of kicking up into gear. But you got a couple guys that you got to worry about. I mean, Jesse Necula's been up front almost every race. Steve Loving there, another one of y'all's teammates, comes home in fourth. So definitely not going to be easy, but I feel like you two have really kind of separated yourself. But how you feel about going into the next race? I think Jonas said the next race at Auto Club. How you feel about that?
You're definitely right. There's a lot of guys in this league that's fast. Jesse seems to be getting faster as the season goes on. Kinder's another one that's always fast. Steve. I mean, even you've got guys that are outside the playoffs like Jonathan Cofield. He was really fast tonight. Seems like he's always up near the front in anything that he runs. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of fast drivers in the league, and still got a lot of racing left in the season. But definitely nice to kick off the playoffs with a win, get a little bit of momentum back, get some confidence going for the next few races.
Heck yeah, man. Well, all right. Well, congratulations, and we'll be talking to you soon, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Eddie.
Well, fantastic race. Congratulations to Daniel Cunningham on that win. Fantastic win. Just an overall pretty dang good race. A lot of, you know, it was definitely seemed like it wasn't very racy, but these guys really know how to make it exciting, and they definitely delivered tonight. Uh, but very, very fun race. We called it the Ratchet Miller Birthday Bash, and just want to thank Ratchet Miller, Kevin Kinder for always being there, and everybody else who watched tonight, man. It's a big deal to have y'all in chat every week. It's always good. Makes the guys who y'all are supporting feel really good to know that y'all are watching and being active. So definitely appreciate it. And just want to thank, want to say happy birthday again to Ratchet Miller. 95 years is a long time to be on Earth, and he made it to 95. So, congratulations to him. He's not watching tonight, but if he goes back and watches it, hopefully he hears that. So, but anyway, thank y'all for watching Intensity Broadcast. Always glad to have anybody that's watching. And if you go back and watch, I hope you enjoyed it. But the playoff drivers did a really good job tonight, man. We're gonna have a drag race to the end of this thing. Let's go ahead and bring up the results and see the results of the race as we get this off the screen right here. We know the top three. Steve Loving comes home fourth. Justin Ray fifth. Brandon Wallace with a fantastic run sixth. I think we need to talk a little bit more about that, how he worked that tire strategy, did a great job with some pit strategy. May not have been the fastest car on track, but he made it work, keeping his car clean and come home with a fantastic sixth place finish. Garrett Kinder running third there with a couple laps to go, gets a little bit loose off the corner, trying to run down Jonah and race it out, and comes home in seventh. But still good run for Reaper Racing. Charles Stevens Jr., another disappointing finish, but still a really good one. Eighth place, really, really strong. Ray Cobb Hard Charger Award winner. Cofield, another one. He's the P&J Hard Luck Award winner. We saw him really be the only one who could make a lot of ground up. Definitely seemed to be the fastest car in the field, but just bit him a couple times and gets a loose a few times, and there at the end, that was the last one that finally got him. So he ends up ninth. Aaron Adcock holds on to that 10th place, keeps that top 10. Stephen McDonald finishes 11th. Chuck Feltz finishes 12th. Brandon Pollock 13th. Jake Cunningham with a great finish in 14th. Josh Lokenvitz in 15th. Colton Lanford 16th. And William Griffith, the third Reaper Racing entry, comes home in 17th. Well, thank y'all for watching. Always enjoy doing this. A lot of fun. But my voice is almost giving out. And we're gonna call it a night. We're gonna drink a couple for Ratchet, and we'll see y'all tomorrow night. If you're watching Intensity, Josh Hall will be back for the playoffs of Rebels, the Rebels Truck Series, and the Outlaw Truck Series tomorrow night, doubleheader. Come on by, check that out. Josh Hall, one of the best. So if you want to watch a good broadcast, Josh Hall, man, he puts them on. So come out, support them. Check out the Intensity store if you got some. You want some? Check out some Intensity apparel. Check them out. Supports them, and they support us. So that's what we want to do. But thank everybody for a good race tonight, and we will see y'all at Auto Club next week.